So hey there, this is the review of the Legacy Challenge, and I will go to the matches which I find interesting. I haven't rewatched it prior to this video because it's too time intensive for me, so I think I will just pause at the interesting spots and we will see how and why I played things the way I did. Okay, let's start the first game. What I should mention is that I played the matches on a different computer, so I have a, a Zoom conference with myself now, and this might be a little awkward, but I hope it will not confuse you. Okay, so I'm playing against lulz here. I played this player the week before, and he's on lulz. The version with the Skycleave operation and the reclaimers, which is, I guess, a newer one. Okay, let's see what we have. Our hand is pretty good, I think, because we have the Force, and we have a cantrip, and we have Arcanist. And even if one Arcanist dies, we have another one. The only problem with this hand is that we have to decide what we fetch. And I guess we will fetch a volcanic because our brainstorm might not find another land. And this is a small gamble because we can obviously get wastelanded out of the game. So let's see how it plays out. My opponent is on the play and goes for a turn 1 library, which I need to force here because he's on 20 life and on an empty board and on the play, so there's no way around it. I think this will add too much advantage to my opponent. So force this, pitch force, because I need the cantrip for Arcanist. And this is also an interesting spot. I would not recommend playing the Delver here, because we need to ensure the turn to Arcanist, because it can run away with the game, basically. And I hope I will not say this all the time, that he runs with the game, because and that's just how it is. Okay, so I will go land pass and end of turn brainstorm and hopefully not get wastelanded. So what happens? Wallakut? No, loam. So this is one of the loams which is kind of weak because this doesn't add something dangerous for our opponent. I mean, with Wallakut exploration, these are lands and can be turned into spells, but nothing all too crazy. Here I end of turn brainstorm in response to the loam because I kind of want to respond. Nothing too crazy. So we found lands, which is good because we will need them in the long run, have no other disruption, which can be dangerous, but it is what it is. Play our Dreadhorde and see what we get. Okay, there is a Wallakut exploration, which is dangerous. But without exploration, this card is manageable a lot of the time because they will reveal a lot of lands, of the land drops, and so they have to just damage us, then fine a lot of the time. But still a dangerous card in the matchup. So here we brainstorm. And I think we put back here at least one bolt, the land as we have enough, and we just play our threats. Keep in mind what is important here. If you know the deck list, it's really safe to do that because they don't play crop rotation. So it's not easy for them to go for Tabernacle here. I mean, if they have it, it's problematic, but it's not very likely that they have. And so overwhelming them with threats is very dangerous for them. They don't have much removal. And we have at least one cantrip for our Arcanists, and here they get a second Valakut, which is very dangerous in the long run, but the game won't last long anymore. They have one Reclaimer, but it is only a 1/2. And I think this will end soon. Now, as we have our cantrips chained, and we will shoot down the Reclaimer, flashback our cantrips. Yeah, Force is perfect because they basically have one more turn. And we force the most dangerous spell. Why did I force? Yeah, this is a spot where I was thinking a little bit, and I figured that I'm not really sure why I forced the I mean, they could have, I don't know. I think that was a waste, honestly. Yeah, they revealed nothing crazy with the explorations, and now they get bolted to death because this is 12 damage with 2 Arcanists. Okay, this was game 1. So you can check my video on the sideboarding. I will just, yeah, sometimes I also board out to Delvers because they don't really kill our opponent, and I have 2 Chain Lightnings boarded out in 2 days on the draw. Okay, let's see how it plays out. So this hand we have 2 forces, which is good early. We have a long-term plan, but probably I'm not happy with this hand because we don't have an early threat. We only have these clunky late game, very powerful spells, but yeah, probably not enough. And this Reclaimer start is dangerous because we don't have a bolt, and then he can make advantage with the Reclaimer, so we force. And obviously this is not a good situation for me, but I think you cannot mulligan a functioning hand with forces. But maybe I'm wrong here. Okay, Pyromancer is a threat. Turn to nothing indicates that he has either Pyroblast or removal or only 3 drops. I'll play out the Pyromancer. Maybe should have saved the drop here, but most of the time they go for the Volk anyway. And let's see. Plow, we can't do anything. We're kind of sad because now our clock is gone again, and if he has a wasteland, our game plan is gone also. Yeah, they went for the Volk. Now, so we drew a cantrip, which is good, obviously. Keep the Ponder, bottom the Bolt, and we had another cantrip on top and a land, so we want this. Exploration in this spot is fine because they had 3 cards or so in hand, so this is at max 2 or 3 lands, and they will play them in the long run anyway, so no need to counter. This is only very dangerous at the spot if they have the loan, with which they haven't shown. Now we have the 3rd land of the Ponder, and now it's post-board, so I think you should start with clothes because it pressures them. Oh well, 2 cards. Let me think. 2 cards. So if one is Pyroblast, you could also force the Pyroblast. This is very interesting. I guess the pace in which I'm doing the video is not helping with thinking. So either way, let's see what I did. I guess the easy part, but I guess cloth is here. Because it pressures them. And they have not shown anything, so I guess they have a Pyroblast. And this is dangerous, because when I have another threat and I counter it, I need to be aware of that. So I'd much rather like play out the Oko next turn, get it Pyroblasted, and go from there. Well, this is dangerous, but yeah, I can let this resolve in, because Clothes is not going to win against the Valakut Exploration, and this is a very good draw. Definitely play this out. Oh, decided against it. And because I want to pressure, I guess, but yeah, they haven't, yeah, now I know, they haven't countered my force, so I know they don't have Pyroblast, so I can go for this safely and pressure them. Next turn, maybe they drew this. Next turn, go for library. Yep, we're in a good spot, and I think, yeah, this is how we lost this game. They go for the combo, and we played out 1 Oko already. So we need to find another one. We can take 1 hit. This is where I kind of messed up also. You will see I have a Delver here, and I somehow thought that Delver is instantly flipped. This was just a blunder. I should have played the Delver here and potentially even cantrip differently, but I'm not sure. But now that Delver is kind of useless. But nonetheless, I'm seeing a lot of cards, so finding an Oko is not surreal. Fetch, see again, 3 cards, and die. Bam. Okay, I think I got this game, but the combo killed me. Okay, this is on the play. I like this hand because, okay, it can die to not finding a land, but I found them. And but on the play, it has early interaction. It has a lot of cantrips to find what you need. You can answer a Reclaimer. Pretty good. So they go for Triumph. And yeah, a waste here. Because sometimes they don't have more colored mana, and delaying them makes your cantrips more valuable. And I found an Arcanist, which I will play out here. And here I'm totally fine fetching non-basics, because it will set them back more than me at this point. And now they played out 2 colorless lands, which indicates they don't have color. So this feels really good. cantrip a bunch. There's a Clothis, which is good. I think I don't shuffle this, draw the Clothis, maybe even play it out, I'm not sure. Or Oko. Fine, also it's more pressure. Okay, oh, this is, stop, this is kind of dangerous. Because they might combo me again, which they actually can here. So keep that in mind. They can combo me. I need to do something. Either go up to more than 20 or find a wasteland. And I found a wasteland, which is good because now I can create a stalemate. And I elked his Mox, so he doesn't have colored mana, and I can bolt it anyway. So here I could either play the Clothis, and I was thinking a long time about it, and I'm not sure for what I went for, because I was thinking how this might play out in the long run. But I guess I should go for the Clothis. Or keep up the force, which is also fine, because they need to do something. Oh, they pyroblasted, and I did let it resolve. This was the first thing which might be incorrect. I need to hardcast force maybe to counter it, but then I cannot counter a follow-up play. So this is one of the spots where you have to ask yourself, does this kill me? I mean, I'm obviously ahead. Maybe I should play it safe, but I have the combo covered. And I can answer a very strong threat later. I have everything on board covered. They have only 3 cards. So I think it's correct to let it resolve, even though my source of card advantage goes away, or not card advantage, pressure advantage, I don't know. And so with this in mind, I think I should drop the Clothis and wasteland the Thespian stage. Or the Dark Depths, maybe. They can't go for the combo now. This is a safe play, I guess. Because in the long run, the stalemate can cause a problem, because when they drop another wasteland and another land, they can force the combo through. This is dangerous, not wasting here, I guess. And I decided against wasting, which I think is dangerous. As you can see here now, they have 2 wasteland effects. With another land, they can maybe make a 2020. This was my big fear at this point. Okay, make mana here, bolt. And yeah, basically spiral out of control as long as they don't Dark Depths me. Have another wasteland. This is the key. Now I can play out a second one, create a situation where they can't Dark Depths me. Force is good. I'm low on time. Yeah, this is kind of bad. Shuffle, have a lot of cantrips, and I think I'm just cantripping to a third wasteland or Oko or Submerge is also good when they play a forest. Flip of Delva is also good. Now this is a mistake, I think, by my opponent. Now he breaks the stalemate, and which opens me up to blowing up this Dark Depths, which is, I think, his last chance to win the game. Now he does stuff, but at this point I can counter anything. So this is basically over. Another loam can be, but it's probably too slow. This is just playing out. Exploration doesn't do anything. And this is the kill. Okay, this was match 1 against Lance. And I just checked the sideboard if I, on the play, I did put out 1 force and put in a daze, which I also described in the video. Thing I didn't describe is putting out the 2 delvers. Maybe double check what I did different, but it's not a big thing, I guess. Okay, so round number 2. This was a funny one, at least for me, because this is against Jundelion, and I looked him up on MTG Goldfish and saw, oh, in Legacy he plays Hogak a lot, and I was, oh no, this is a good player, and Hogak I'm not going to win. So let's see what happens. So this is a fine hand. We have an Arcanist on turn 2 as we find a land. Do we do? Yeah. Okay, great. Maybe we can force an early play and win from there. Oh, yeah, kill the grab. So Arcanist out, and oh, a second grab. Now we need to find a bolt. But he mills cards. So, yeah. And now, this is a spot we just need 1 bolt. Oh, this is a mistake, I think. In hindsight, I should have watched searched for the bolt. My thinking was, if I can deploy the Pyromancer and add enough pressure to the board, I will cross the finish line, and I was hoping that he doesn't have another land. But if I cantrip, boom, boom, then I can maybe prevent another creature from coming down and deploy the Pyromancer next turn, which I think is better. I even hit the bolt. And I think this is something I would have hidden if I would have brainstormed before playing the Pyromancer. Instead of playing the Pyromancer, and then both crabs would have died. So this was a mistake, I think, because this will now get out of hand. And my plan is, countering the altar, I guess. So here I put the 2 red cards back, because my plan was, if I counter the altar, he wants to Hogak. He needs to fetch Dried Arbor, and then I can daze the Hogak and maybe delay him so much that I will steal this game. I'm not sure what I did put on top. I guess the Pyromancer, because I can generate a lot of tokens then. Yeah. Play the Pyromancer, flashback the Brainstorm, have the Lightning Bolt in hand. So if he blocks with the crab, I can shoot one of my tokens to exile the bridges. But he doesn't fall for it, so I don't do it. So Satu Wayfinder is interesting. He has it in his list, which is obviously good here, because he gets another land and things in the graveyard. So Now he will make a big board, and even though I have 2 pyromancers, I'm basically dead. I need to remove the bridges, or the board will explode. And I forgot, I think I have a cantrip on top. But underneath is 1 bad card at least. So I need to find, this is the turn where I really need to find something to get out of this. Because we will count soon how many blockers he has. There's a way to win. I take 8 here, because I will generate a lot of tokens now. If things work out good. Oh shit, this was too fast. Basically, I needed to find another cantrip with the preordain, but it was only 2 cards I needed to bottom and found another land. But now I can attack with 9, 10 creatures, maybe, and he has 5 blockers. So I could force through a lot of damage actually with the bolt maybe. But this is also only a plan if I can then block the backswing, and I needed a either bolt or a cantrip for it. So I'm still going to attack with everything and see how he blocks, but basically knowing that this is probably not enough. Bottom, find the Delver, not enough. I die on the backswing. So mistake 1, playing the first Pyromancer too early. So we couldn't kill the crabs. And yeah, not mistake 2, but incident 2 is that I couldn't find more cantrips to make a bigger board, I guess, which might have saved me. Okay, I die on the backswing here. So game 2. I'm not play. Okay, this is where I thought I'm probably dead, because this is a keepable hand. I mean, it has turned to Arcanist, right? But no interaction. But I think I have to keep. Clothes, I said to myself, oh, I brought it in, so maybe I'll test how good it is, or see how good it is, but I can't really delay him. See what he mills. Hogak, very problematic. So I play out my Arcanist, thinking that I'm dead soon. He gets his Hogak into play, which this is also a very bad start, because when I have the days, I daze this, and then I'm looking kind of fine, maybe. Only 1 land, but I guess 2 enablers, but I don't know. It's very close. This is a keep. I'm unsure. So he gets his Hogak into play, and I draw days. Okay. I don't attack here, right? I just play my Clothes and hope for the best, because I can counter his next play, and Clothes is kind of doing work, and he's attacking. So now I can activate my Dreadhorde, make a mana, play the Pyromancer to block at some point. Have a land on top for next turn. And this is bad. Yeah, make a little bit of a board. I can take 1 more Hogak hit before I need to do something about it. And now make mana to find stuff, I guess. And Oko is stuff. This prevents the Hogak. And also now I have a pretty big board, and this game is kind of unreal. Because he stumbled very hard. Only one land. Not sure if this was a keep for him. He has the 2 enablers, but if one gets countered, what then? Okay, game 3. And this was a cool hand. 2 surgicals. Well, I guess this might get there somewhat. So I'm not sure how, but I need a second land, and then we're good. I can stop his early super aggression. Yeah. And he mulls to 5, which helps certainly. He has to grab. Oh, by the way, I haven't done the video on Hogak yet, so I bought out 2 chain lightnings because I need to make room for interaction spells, and burn spells are fine, but not super fine. Bought out Force of Negation, and I bought out 1 cantrip because you need to have a hand with gas, and you can't cantrip forever. So flooding on cantrips is not good. And 1 Oko because he's clunky. I mean, he can elk the Hogak, but this is not that good a lot of the times. You need to, he can be good, but only in corner cases where you stabilize the board a little bit. Okay, go away, that board. So he has a second land, which is certainly scary, and he has everything in his yard. So this is scary. I need to remove the Bloodghasts, I guess, because he can then cast Hogak. So this is the plan. Remove the Bloodghasts so we can prevent the Hogak, and maybe we need to surgical the Gravecrawler soon also, but we will see. Yeah, don't flip, whatever. His hand is bad, but he has Bayou, which can find him more stuff. But now the goal is to prevent the Hogak, either by surgicaling or by removing green or black creatures. So play out my Arcanist, because then I can surgical. He draws decay, which is good in the spot because this delays me. And yeah, he basically has a lot of stuff I need to surgical. But he has 0 cards, so this is good for me. My Delvos don't flip, but okay. Fetchland is very dangerous, and he has the Dryad Arbor, which is 1 creature. And if he hits Cable Therapy, he can create a second black creature for Hogak. I think he hits 1. And this is where I need to surgical the bridge. Now I'm still not fine because he has the Gravecrawler. If he gets a zombie, he can Hogak me. Vengevine can be dangerous for me as well. It's secondary, and Hogak is the big one. Yeah, he removes my Arcanist, because I will surgical him once here. I have a bolt, and I think this was maybe an early concession, but I'm not sure. I bolt the Arbor. Is it? And surgical the Gravecrawler. And then what? I think this is it, yeah. So a little bit lucky, because your opponent needs to stumble and you need interaction. It's very tough matchups. I think one of the worst matchups, actually. And here is a new bad matchup. I looked this player up and he plays Rock Delver, I think, a lot. So I was thinking the mirror. And we both have nothing. My hand is not good. Hope for the mirror, because then I can remove threats. Can be the mirror, right? Or snow. Snow would be bad for me. So, as I'm not sure if it's the mirror or not, maybe I should have waited one more turn for Oko, honestly. But if it's snow, I need to pressure, but with snow, I'm basically dead anyway, so I think I should have waited one more turn with Oko. Let's get dazed, and now I'm basically dead. So this is the Jeskai deck, and here's the counterbalance online. Jeskai Arcanist Red Hot deck. But I have the Pyromancer and who? Ah, survives. But I can't bolt him. Here's the removal spell. And yeah, here it's basically over. Here's counterbalance and it's in full control. I can try to bolt this. Gets countered, I think. Does it? Yeah. Blind flip and GG. I could have played this game longer, but I don't win this. So on to game 2. I basically brought in all the anti-control cards, and I put out Force because they we trade 1-for-1 a lot of the time, and I think I should approach this similar to a Delver deck, I guess, but I'm not sure on this. I think I should take out more Wastelands, because looking at the deck list, they find their basic lands very good. So I think having 3 Wastelands is not correct here. Just rather keep in the Delver. So, Support, go away. I need land. This is also interesting. I had one cantrip in there. If I this is a bit of a gamble. If I bottom it, maybe I find a land earlier and can play my library. Let's see what happens. This hand also has 2 red burn spells in hand. Can be bad. So I need to find my drop. I'm not sure if I would have found it if I bottomed the preordain before, but I think it's still correct to do so. Now what does he do? I think I should daze this, even though I have the answer, but I need a land drop. Can't waste my turn chain lightning, but here's the daze. This was very heartbreaking, and now plays the counterbalance again. And so now I was thinking, okay, I could Parablast it, but then what? I wait for a turn. Okay, let's put down the Oko. What's the worst that could happen? I even think about the Blood Moon, getting the basic land and get blind flipped. This is basically game over. I can go on for a turn, but yeah, he has bad mana. But I mean, he has the Astrolabe, but Wasteland would be good here. But this is greedy, I think, the Sanctuary. But I don't know about the deck. Played it 2 leagues, I think. I find this greedy, but maybe it's good. I'm unsure. Oh, now I could try to hit the counterbalance, right? And get blind flipped. Oh, brutal. So now I'm done.